Good morning. I know that a lot of you are just getting seated, but we have such a full program today, so we're going to start on time and try and stay on time. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2016 Children and Youth Issues Briefing. What an incredible crowd you are. This is so exciting. We have almost 1,000 people here again this year. It just shows the excitement about these issues. My name is Denise Mayotte, and I'm the Executive Director of the Sheltering Arms Foundation and the co-chair of the Start Early Funders Coalition. I want to thank you all for being here for the 12th year of this event, which focuses attention on the needs of Minnesota's children and youth in advance of the legislative session. Today, we're gathered to highlight our shared commitment to a brighter future for Minnesota's children and youth. Since we first started hosting this event 12 years ago, there's been a sea change in Minnesota's approach to children and youth issues. Thanks to the bipartisan leadership from our elected leaders, there's been a dramatic investment in early learning. Thank you so much for that. Across the state, there's increasing understanding of the need for a comprehensive, whole-child approach to children and youth, from cradle to college to career. However, as we all know, and as we're going to hear today, there's so much more that needs to be done. As a state, we still face one of the most persistent racial achievement gaps in the country. We still do not provide full access to quality early learning opportunities for every child. And communities around the state, especially in Greater Minnesota, still struggle to attract and retain qualified educators at every level. This is the landscape we're facing as we head into this legislative session. During the session, it's critical that legislators make education and equity a top priority. Nothing is more important to the future of our state than addressing the disparities gap in ensuring quality care and education for every child in this state. Today, we're going to hear from some of those elected leaders who will shape the outcome of this session, along with community leaders, parents, and providers from across the state. We will hear diverse perspectives on how to tackle these challenges together. It's going to be clear by the end of the day that in order to achieve success for Minnesota's children and youth, we must pursue policies that address the whole child, from prenatal health and education for mothers and families, through high-quality early learning opportunities, all the way to engaging and empowering youth. It's our responsibility as the leaders of government, nonprofits, community organizations, and advocacy organizations to ensure that Minnesota gives every child the opportunity to thrive. Before we embark on our ambitious agenda for today, I'd first like to thank our generous event partners. This event is organized by the Start Early Funders Coalition, which is a statewide collaboration of 28 foundations committed to ensuring that all children have access to high-quality early learning opportunities. And give a little shout out to Kristen Rosenberger from Start Early for her huge and wonderful work on this event. Additionally, I'd like to thank our partners, the Minnesota Council on Foundations and the Minnesota Council of Nonprofits, as well as say a special thank you to our financial sponsors, the Greater Twin Cities United Way and the Sheltering Arms Foundation. And greetings to the Sheltering Arms Foundation table over there. And for those of you who are Twitter users, and I know you're out there, I'd like to encourage you to tweet about today's event using our special hashtag, CYIB16. That's the letters CYIB16. And last year, we were nationally trending with this event, so we can't do any less this year. Now, I have the pleasure of introducing Lulete Mola, who, thanks to the support of the Minnesota Council of Foundations, has been working as the Ron McKinley Fellow at the Greater Twin Cities United Way. In her role as Policy and Community Engagement Manager, Lulete's been engaging directly with many of the issues that we're highlighting today. I'm very excited that we're going to start today by hearing from this young leader in our community, and here she is, ready to go. Please join me in welcoming Lulete Mola.
Thank you, Denise. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 2016 Children and Family Issues Briefing. I'm positive that we're going to have a morning filled with learnings from our panelists and speakers and from one another. My name is Lulete Mola, and I am the Community and Policy Engagement Manager at Greater Twin Cities United Way. I'm also a Ron McKinley Philanthropy Fellow, as Denise mentioned, a program that comes out of Minnesota Council on Foundations that is designed to infuse new ideas into philanthropy. So a couple of weeks ago, the Greater Twin Cities United Way had a Race and Equity Forum. Were any of you in attendance? Yeah? Yes. Well, it was a pretty remarkable day, and we heard many great things at the forum, one of which was a clear and direct definition of equity. So what is equity? Equity is a just and fair inclusion into a society in which all can participate, prosper, and reach their full potential. So what does equity look like? Because many of us have many different definitions of equity and imagine equity to look in many different ways. Well, this picture illustrates it perfectly, and it shows the difference between equality and equity. So if you think of the stick figures as our children and their proximity to the apple tree as the distance they have to go to reach their full potential, you will see that with equality, all of the kids get the same type of support, yet some fall short of truly reaching success because the support they are provided is not unique to their circumstances. However, with equity, you will see that the support is distinct to what they need. So some have a little more than others, but in the end, all of them reach their full potential. And in today's context, we are talking about our kids participating and prospering to reach their full potential in our society. So today, I am asking you to think about equity as we hear our speakers and panelists, because for me, equity is something I use to make every decision to interact with everyone. I know that without using equity, I am not performing at my highest level or truly serving the work I want to move forward. I look forward to a morning that has equity ingrained in its agenda so that it may reflect the society that we are all here to create, one that is just and fair.